To explore the extreme limits of infrasound, we need to leave our planet behind. It's long been assumed that in the emptiness of space there is no sound because there's nothing for sound to travel through. But as impossible as it seems, infrasound could be playing a fundamental role in shaping the structure of the universe.
We're used to the idea of our busy, bustling world down here being noisy, but when we look up at the night sky, we assume it's silent. No one has ever heard sound from space. But in this building, there is a man who thinks he's seen it.
Professor Andrew Fabian is an astronomer at the University of Cambridge. He uses telescopes to study galaxy clusters, the largest structures in the universe, and is trying to solve a mystery concerning how they grow. His research has led him to make a surprising discovery. So Andy, where is it that you think you've seen sound in space?
We're looking in the constellation of Perseus at what's known as the Perseus cluster of galaxies. But when you have a cluster like this, which has got an enormous mass, it tends to drag all the matter in and squeeze it, and it makes it very hot. And this hot stuff is known as the intracluster medium, is what we study in X-rays with an X-ray telescope.
So in between all the bright galaxies here, there is other stuff.
Exactly.
And it turns out there's more in space than meets the eye.
Let's go to an X-ray image.
It's completely different. So it's definitely the same bit of sky we're looking at.
It's the same bit of sky. But what we're seeing here is the gas between the galaxies.
This intracluster medium, shown here in orange, is a cloud of gas that blankets the entire Perseus cluster. At one particle every few centimetres, the gas is far too diffuse to carry sound that we can hear. But infrasound can boldly go where no other sound can.
What makes you think there's actually sound there?
Well, now we're going to look at the same region with a specially adapted image from the X-rays. And what we see is a whole set of ripples.
And they're really clear shapes.
Yes. Where they are bright is where the gas is denser, and it looks very much as though we've got a pressure wave which is propagating outwards. In other words, as sound waves.
If Andy is right, what we're looking at is a snapshot of a wave of infrasound, travelling through the intracluster gas of the Perseus cluster.
So what's the scale of this image?
The spacing between the ripples is about the diameter of our galaxy.
So gigantic.
So it's gigantic, yes.
And if you were to wait on one ripple, sit there and wait for the next ripple to come past you, how long would that take?
10 million years.
You need patience for this game.
Indeed, yes.
What could possibly cause ripples of sound that big?
Well, I think it's coming from the centre, and there's a massive black hole. It generates an enormous amount of energy in the material just before it's swallowed, and that energy is pushing out into the surrounding gas.
So we think of black holes sucking stuff in, but
Sure.
the way that material moves around them, sometimes they can also spit it out.
Indeed, and this could solve one of the problems, a puzzle that's associated with the centre of these clusters. These galaxies we're looking at here are the biggest galaxies in the universe, and they would be yet bigger. They could be up to 10 times bigger in terms of numbers of stars if this process was not operating.
These ripples would be the lowest frequency sound ever detected in the universe. A pure tone of infrasound, 1 million billion times lower than the limit of human hearing. If Andy's theory is correct, infrasound plays a significant role controlling the size of galaxies.